What's up, everybody? Well, I got a little bit different video for you guys today. And today, we're going to build a computer that does not break the bank, but still can game very well. So, why am I making this video? Well, it's simple. I was kind of like looking at the RAM prices, and I thought, man, these RAM prices suck donkey dick. Let's try and make a computer that still is powerful, but doesn't cost $5,000. So, I thought, well, the only way we're gonna be able to do that is going used. So, I originally was just gonna go buy a bunch of used parts, throw them in a used case or something, call it a day, but I kept adding it up, and even doing that was still pretty pricey. But then, all of a sudden, this big old thing just appeared in front of me. So, I bought it. So how much was this gargantuan, well, not really. It looks big, but pretty small case, really. So how big was this? How much was this case? Well, $475. I do believe I have it on my phone saved here, just in case. That was $454. So we got ourselves an Alienware R10 Aurora. It's the AMD Ryzen edition. So it probably would have had a 6800 XT in it, but it came with no GPU. So I bought my own. Now, I wouldn't recommend most people trying to save money go with a 9070, but the thing was on sale for $509, and that was cheaper than even the 5070s I was looking at and all the other GPUs. Well, besides the original thing, I was gonna go with a 6700 or a, what was it, 9600 XT. The 16 gig one that's like 380 to 410 or something like that. But then I saw this for that, and I was like, no, we gotta go with that. But there's a problem. It's a little too big for this case, or so this thing says. So that's why I have Velcro and slim fans. Worst case scenario, we're either gonna Velcro or zip tie some fans in and force this GPU to go in there. So I figured I'd bring you guys along for the ride and do some benchmarks and see if the computer even works. Because for a grand total of around $1,000-something bucks, this computer should be a pretty beastly little thing for the value. But hey, let's stop blabbing. Let's go get to building, shall we? Well, I figured before we get to building this thing, well, not to build, but installing a GPU more like, well, let's just take a quick look around it and see what we got. There's definitely some little marks and stuff on it for sure. It's not gonna be perfect, but for the price we paid, I think it looks pretty good. Here's the front of it. You got some 3 USB ports, a USB-C, and some headphone and microphone jacks. And then on the other side, there's not really much going on. It kind of just has like, I think this Alienware logo here lights up or something like that, but I didn't buy it for any of that. And it even came with a power cord, but nothing else. Just the computer and power cord. So now why don't we open this thing up and take a quick look inside? Now here's the inside of our little Alienware. I guess I should have done this too. I think I remember how to do this from the videos. And then this should come up. There it goes. It's a little bit wonky and hard to move, but there we go. And then let's get you guys over here. There we go. Now you can see much, much better. So there's the inside. It came with a 5800X, which is also liquid cooled. It has 32 gigs of Fury memory, Kingston Fury memory, no GPU. It has a terabyte M.2, I think Gen 4 SSD. And then you even have a little Wi-Fi chip. I don't know if you guys can see it right there. So you can easily upgrade your Wi-Fi. So long as it has the correct key. I have a G15 Advantage and it got to a point where the key just changed and then I couldn't upgrade it anymore. So just because it's there and you can see it doesn't necessarily mean you could upgrade it forever, is I guess what I'm saying. Then let's see, you got 2 places for some SATA drives if you want. They look like the little laptop ones. I don't think a normal hard drive would fit in there. Or better yet, it's probably meant for SATA SSDs. And there's also a spot for up here. And then you've got your front fan there. And then yeah, like I was saying, I do not think that GPU is gonna fit in here because it's gotta go right here, and apparently that fan gets in the way. But if it does, we've got a solution for that. We've got, so I can reach them without getting my arm in the way. We got ourselves some of these Arctic fans, and worst comes to worst, even if I only have to use one and I put it up top, we at least have some airflow again, and then it shouldn't overheat itself. But I'd prefer to put 2 in there with a big old card like that. But hey, it is what it is. So now that we've taken a quick look at the thing, I'd say it's about time to go get started. Although this thing's all round and roly-poly, I can't just set it on the table, so I might have to just go to my damn bed and install it. I think that'd probably be best, as weird as that is. So let's go do that. So real quick, figured we'd go over the GPU we've chosen. We went with a ASRock Challenger 9070 non-XT because I figured this processor would bottleneck both of these GPUs. And this one was like $80 cheaper than the other one. So if we're all going to bottleneck, why the hell not just get the cheaper one, right? So 2-slot card. Hopefully I don't drop this dang thing. There's the top. It just uses some 8 pins. It's got like a little weird bar that people hate because you can't turn it off, but we won't be able to see it anyway. And then this side just has its little things for bracket. And then for the front panel connectors, it looks like the usual, yep, HDMI, and then a bunch of display ports. So that is that. Figured I'd just show you guys the GPU real quick. And now let's just try to install it with the fan and just everything stock. I bet it won't work, but I'm just curious. Well, all right, just for shits and giggles, let's just see how badly this goes if you just try to grab this and install it. Nope. Yeah, see, you can't even remotely get it close to in because the fan gets in the way. Even if you try to do it all sneaky and go in sideways, it's just not gonna happen. So, as I already suspected and prepared for, we've got to take that one front fan thing out. And I can't really do that part on camera, camera, so I'm gonna go just do it off camera, and I'll show you what I come up with, whatever I decide to go with, if I Velcro them in or what have you, but I'll at least show you what I did. But let's jump to it. Well, all right, guys, it seems as though my idea has indeed worked, just barely though. We've got the GPU in there, as you can see, and I don't know if you guys can see that fan, but it is literally touching the GPU. Speaking of GPU, there's like one of those, I'll probably have to grab tweezers. I didn't take the little shroud of plastic off of the fans. I could just take it back out real quick, which is probably what I'll do, but yeah. All I did was put some Velcro on those fans, took the little box that the original fans sit in. Let's get you a little closer as I explain. Sorry, it'll probably be a little jittery. I don't have a gimbal for this thing, and you might not be able to see, but right back there, there's a slim fan now. I took the whole apparatus out, used some super crazy adhesive Velcro that's supposed to be able to hold up 10 pounds, plus the GPU's holding the fan in, but the fan still spins, so we should be good. I tested that when I put it in there. I'll test it again before I start the thing, because that'd be really lame if I think everything is good and then I go to start it and all I hear is I'm like, ah, son of a bitch. But I think we got it a good idea. And then I also want to put another one up here. So we got two slim fans, and these things are cool. Arctic is badass. They have their own built-in splitter, so I don't even need a splitter. At first I saw that and I was like, oh fuck, I don't think I ordered one of those. Maybe I did, but I don't think so. So luckily, it's got a built-in one, so it doesn't even matter, because you only got one fan header, unfortunately, in this thing, because it only ever had one fan plus the fan for the water cooler. So I'm glad my idea has come to fruition. I was a little worried, but I did my measurements pretty good, and as long as they were correct online, which I think they were this time, we won. So I'm gonna go get that other fan installed and get that freaking plastic off of that GPU. And then I think it's almost time for our first boot already. Badass. I'm excited to get this thing going. A, to see if it even works. For all I know, they just sent me a dead freaking Alienware, or one with a bad all-in-one or some bullshit, you know? But let's go finish up. All right. It's pretty awesome seeing your plans come to fruition, but seems like everything I had an idea for worked for once. Most of the time I run into a bunch of issues. So what I did is got rid of the SSD things, figured, or hard drives. I think they use like a little laptop hard drives, because it did not look like those caddies were big enough for a full-size drive. Unless I just haven't used a hard drive in so long, I don't remember what they look like, but they look like laptops out, or for SSDs or something like that. Also took the one out of here and put a fan. I'll take the camera off and show you, and just ignore the capture card there. That was just a secondary use for this thing. The main primary use is gaming without breaking the bank. And I forgot to mention, this is a 1000 watt gold rated PSU that actually has a modular power supply, if you can believe it. So I just disconnected all the damn cables I don't need, all the SATAs. I don't need those, so I just got rid of them. I mean, I could even take these out if I really wanted to, but I just figured, just let's leave them there. I don't feel like cutting a bunch of stuff, because there's like a little thing in the back here that kind of was holding. There's like a couple little weird little chain things holding some things together in there, and I didn't want to cut that. Anything that wasn't tied down, though, I yanked that right out of there. So let me take you off real quick of the mount, so sorry if it gets a little shaky. But there's our top fan. They're held in by Velcro. I'll show you the exact Velcro I used. The other guy did a much better job than I did. He took this front panel off, which I couldn't even figure out how, and I didn't see him explaining how, and he put these drilled holes in this and then attached them like you would a normal fan. But I'm not gonna lie, I think my way also looks pretty awesome. But his way gives you even more space, so you'd be able to fit an even bigger GPU. As you can see, mine is literally like a hair could fit between it and the fan, it looks like. And in fact, I actually think it's touching the fan. Never mind. But that's okay. It's gonna hold the fan in, actually, so the fan can never fall out. This one, on the other hand, I don't think it ever will, but if it ever does, oh well, nothing will really happen. But that one just shouldn't, so it'll always get nice fresh air to that GPU, and the RAM and everything else can get some cooling from that. That was my thought process. This thing basically just sucks air in from the side and shoots it right out the back, so you don't gotta worry about that. And then the CPU shoves all of its heat right out the top. I mean, so long as I didn't get one with a busted all-in-one, which would be annoying, but I wanted one with an all-in-one because it comes with the little heat spreaders around the CPU. I heard horror stories of people's stuff stuttering and being horrible without them. But I think it's about time for us to go put the side panel back on and go hook it up and try to power it on for the first time. And it also comes with a copy of Windows Home 11, so I don't even have to pay for a Windows license on this thing. I think all of that for $47 plus shipping and tax. I think the whole thing was like $550 or $560 or something like that. Maybe right at $600 out the door. I'll go and read all that, and I'll put all that out at the end in the description. But no more blabbing. I'm excited to get this hooked up, and we're definitely going to test some games and everything too, if it works. If it doesn't, we'll have a womp womp. But let's go see. Well, all right. We've got everything all hooked up, and we're about as ready as we're going to be to see if it even works. They could have just sent me a dead freaking computer or something, or it might have got damaged in shipping, or who knows what. Or maybe hooking all that stuff, both that GPU and that cap card on and all at once, is gonna go, oh nope, I'm confused, I don't know what to do. Very unlikely, but there's weird shit like that could happen with PCs. So we'll do what we always do. Right before that, we'll take ourselves a quick hit. And, well, soon as I get that to stop. There we go. Let's go try turning it on, shall we? First power up ever. Well, the Alienware lights light up. That's good. Hey! And look at that. This is the first time I ever powered in. They hooked me up. It's all set up. They probably set it up. I think they said all the lights and everything work and all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. Although the one on the side isn't lighting up, but I don't really give a shit about that. I didn't buy this for its fancy dancy lights. I bought this because it was gonna be a badass freaking deal. So why don't we go ahead and I'm gonna off camera and I will bore you guys downloading all like Steam and all the stuff we need because we're gonna immediately go and do some gaming after I get the drivers and everything set up. Go do all boring stuff off camera and then we'll get into the fun. Well, all right. So far, we're just sitting here downloading stuff. We haven't had any crashes, blue screens, or anything yet. Hopefully we won't get any. And nothing seems to be overheating. This thing is not the quietest thing in the world, but I wasn't expecting it to be. Almost anything that uses a single 120 all-in-one is not gonna be quiet. But I figured I'd take my mic off and let you guys listen to it while it's installing stuff when the CPU actually does work decently hard. But yeah, it's not the loudest thing in the world, but it's also far from the quietest computer in the world. But so far, I'm happy with my like under $600 purchase. As far as the computer goes, obviously with the GPU and everything, it's way more than that. It's like, I think right around 1150, 1170, 1100, somewhere around there. I will add all that stuff up and put it in the description, shipping and all that stuff and tax as well. But for now, I'm just gonna chill, probably smoke a bowl and let this thing download all the games I wanted to try for you guys. I gotta go get Afterburner and go get that all set up for you guys. Still got some more stuff to do, but that's more boring stuff. I just wanted to come in real quick and report that everything's still good. No issues, no hush, no fuss. So with that said, I'm gonna go do that. All right, we're all done downloading games, getting Afterburner set up, hopefully correctly, getting resizable bar turned on, getting the PC all up to date and all that good stuff. And we're finally ready to do some gaming, I think, and see if it crashes, restarts, blue screens, or does anything goofy like that. So let's waste no more time. Let's get into the game. Well, all right, I didn't want anything getting in the way, like relive and stuff eating up FPS, so we're just gonna point the camera at this thing. So we're going widescreen, 1440p and all that good stuff, and basically just doing the custom default settings. Didn't really change much. All I did was put this up to 16. I never understand why games don't just automatically do that. It eats up like almost no FPS. But hey, it is what it is. Let's stop laughing, let's go do some gaming.
This is what we have been working for.
What do I want? AK.
Move it, move it.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. Holy shit. Just staring at my friend over there. Yeah, but remember, this is with bots and stuff, so I'm sure you'll get better FPS than I am. I'm just antisocial, so I didn't want to go and play and annoy real people, so I figured let's just play with bots. It'll be a worst case scenario. Yeah, I was expecting a little bit more FPS, but the GPU's not really clocking very high, so.
What is happening? Clear.
somebody's up there.
I've lost them. I planted. One to the planet left. Terrorists win. We will dance on your graves. We must win.
We must win!
The guy's out. I can help here. Only one left. Terrorists win. Sierra. It is like they're not gonna try. Together we can do this.
Yeah, I was expecting more like 400 FPS here. Holy shit, they're all right here. Damn. Well, shit. I guess that's my cue to move on to the next game. Alright. Here's the settings we're gonna try for GTA 5 Enhanced. Pretty much high. I don't think I maxed out the ray tracing. Just did this stuff on high, but I maxed everything else down here out just for fun. Wouldn't necessarily be the way I'd play necessarily unless it can handle it quite well, but I don't know. This is the first time I'm ever trying it. Just figured we'd see what it can do since it's a little bit of an older game and all. But hey, let's stop blabbing and let's get into gaming, shall we? Well, now here we are in the game. Oops, no, wrong button. Alright, good. At least the GPU is clocking up now. And Counter-Strike, it just didn't want to. I think it had more in it for Counter-Strike 2 than the 230 it was getting. That seems like more like something like a 3060 Ti or something would be getting. But it was only getting like 1.6 gigahertz. So I don't know, maybe I left some VSync on or some like low power option on that I didn't notice. But it seems like it's running great here. Oh wait, let's not go that way. Oh, I didn't want to hit the poor muscle car. Sorry, muscle car. Around here. I hit a pole. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I hit a pole.
Oh shit, sorry.
Yeah. I generally didn't mean to do that for a change. Actually, no, this needs out of town too. I'll go back into the middle of town because it seems like that's probably going to be the worst FPS you're going to get. Running right through like downtown. Yep, as you can see,
Look out!
the
You know how
GPU
much
can't
this
go
car
quite up
costs?
to 100%. I knew the CPU would hold it back a tiny bit. That's the main reason I didn't go with the XT model.
there's going to be some games that hold it back a little, but I don't know. I think almost everybody who's going to spend this kind of money on a system like this would be totally okay with 130 FPS with the game basically maxed out with ray tracing on top of it. Okay. Temps aren't too bad either. Not the greatest temps in the world either, but I figured this case wasn't going to give us stupendous temps, but I don't think we're going to get to throttling temps on either of the things, so.
You got lucky, buddy.
Fuckhead? Oh yeah? I'll show you what a fuckhead can do.
Excuse me.
Car's mine now, lady.
Just in case I wasn't having enough fun already. Ah, crap.
Well, that guy's probably dead.
Shit.
Alright though, I think that's probably good for this game. Didn't crash, didn't do anything weird, I didn't see any artifacting or anything, any humongous stutters that would be like, oh my god, this game is unplayable. So, let's move on to the next game, shall we? Well, alright. Here's the settings we're going to use for Forza Horizon 5. And then after that, none of that really matters, so we'll just knock that. We want to go to graphics. There we go. Go. And now, just for fun, let's go do a quick benchmark. Well, alright, benchmark got done. Apparently we had 7 stutters, but we achieved 142. And heck yeah. So now, let's go see what it's actually like to play. Well, alright, let's get some actual gameplay. Driving in this either. I usually do cockpit mode, but can I please have a paved road? That would be great. Are you paved? Yes. I did not see that big ass corner coming up. I haven't played this in forever, and I'm used to not using a controller anymore. I use an actual racing wheel now, so I'll practice. Does not like to fricking go sideways, probably because the engine's in the ass end. 6 does sound glorious. But I have an idea. Let's change cars. If I can remember how. It's been a while. Car collection. Nope, that's not what it was at all. Change car, that's what I want. Yes, yes. I don't have much on this thing. This is not my good account. This is just my Steam account on here. I would have had to download it off Game Pass. I forgot about that. Well, let's try that instead. Alright then. I'd say with that, we can go move on to the next game. Alright, here's the settings we're gonna use. For Horizon Forbidden West. 1440p, no upscaling of any kind, no frame gen. And the graphics pretty much maxed out. I'd say with that, it's about time to jump on into the game. Well, alright. I thought something saw me. When I play this game, I think you gotta knock their armor off or some shit. Alright, maybe it's giving up on me already. Because I don't remember what the fuck I'm doing. Although if I hang out here, I'm probably gonna get eaten by a damn alligator. Are you good people or bad people? Guess we'll find out. I guess they're good.
The latter, not so much.
We have found the Kaja.
I've yet to see a real town, but I'm none too impressed by their architecture.
Easy there, Red.
Look at that big motherfucker. I think I took one of those down before in the game. I can't remember. I think I did. I ain't gonna try it right now, though. I couldn't even take on that little frickin' saber-toothed tiger-looking thing. If it didn't just leave me alone, I think I would have already died. Because I don't remember how to do jack in this game. It's been way too long. Now, one thing this thing is not, it is not very quiet in some games. Anything that pushes the CPU, you're gonna have some pretty audible fan speed, at least out of the box, but I'd rather keep things cool and not overheating and deal with a little noise, and that's probably what Alienware thought too. So if you're comparing it to consoles, all the consoles are much, much quieter than this thing, unless they had a busted fan or something like that. Yeah, I wish I remember how to fight. I'd like to get into a fight or something for you guys, but all that would do is get me killed, I think. Although, I guess even if I die, what the fuck does it really matter? It's not like I die in real life if I die in the video game. It can go from looking super pretty and whatnot to desolate and gross and eerie in a second. What was that? Oh, something over there's getting fucked up. What the heck's going on? Oh, I think some actual beasts are fighting each other over there. Yeah, very nice looking game. But I think with that, why don't we go move on to the next one? So here's the settings we're gonna run for Red Dead Redemption 2. Just basically maxed it out. Except for the advanced settings. I left those off. Those can be a little iffy. But let's run a quick benchmark since this one has it. Why the hell not? The games that have benchmarks. So I might as well run a quick one real quick. And then we'll get some actual gameplay too. Well, the benchmarks are done. We got a minimum of 57, which I don't ever remember seeing it ever drop that low. A maximum of 159, and an average of 125. Which I think is pretty awesome for a game that's completely maxed out. Even if it is on the little older side. Either way, let's go get a little gameplay, shall we? Alright, here we are in the game. And in one of the hardest to run spots, we're in town. And old St. Dennis. Dennis!
Forgive me.
Where's my horse? That's my satchel. That's not how you do it either. How do you call for your horse? Nope. Oh, there we go. I figured it out. It's absolutely mandatory to just absolutely mash it 700 times until your horse comes. I don't make the rules. I just play by them. Alright, now how do you get on the horse in this? I believe it's that. So I'm getting in a car. Yep. Yep, even though this game is old, it still looks absolutely amazing as far as I'm concerned. I have a big bounty here, so I have to be careful not to get the law on my hands, or they'll shoot me in the face. Yes, they will.
What's the matter with you?
I don't know. What's the matter with you? Why is everybody always staring at me? Oh, good old Tim and Eric Awesome show. Absolutely immature humor, but still funny to me. Shit like the sit on you guy and the I sit down when I pee guy. That shit was funny as fuck. But are you sitting down? I'm sitting down. Oh, good shit. Before the internet got, or before TV got too soft. You can't have cool shows like that no more. Or shows like the Chappelle Show. Oh man. Good times. I'm glad I grew up when I did. I used to be like, oh man, I wish I grew up and got a muscle car, but who cares? Now I can just buy a muscle car. And I will. And I'm going to put a 572 big block in there, and it's going to have like 750 horsepower, and then I'm going to have a lot of fun, and hopefully not wrap myself around a tree. But we'll see. Man, it would definitely be kind of odd to go and have to live in this world. At least they got electricity, though. Wonder when that happened. I can't remember when electricity just, like, started becoming mainstream. But it's been a hot minute. That's crazy. That 1,000-watt power supply is just sitting there going, Are you actually working me? Whatever. I'd rather have way too much than too little, but seeing what I see here, I think we'd be fine even with a 550, like I said earlier. Either way, I think this is a great opportunity to move on to the next game. Well, alright, so here's the settings I decided on. We're going to do 1440 full screen, no VSync, no max FPS or anything. We got HDR on since we're not screen recording. It shouldn't mess it up, since we're just pointing a camera at the thing. Custom settings, so I wanted to do ray tracing, but even the 9000 series can't do ray tracing well in this, unless you're okay with 30, 40 FPS. And some people are, and if you are, then you can turn it on. And that's native without any upscaling. If you turn upscaling on, you could probably get more, but kind of defeats the purpose of ray tracing and having the other settings up. Again, you could also probably turn the settings down and get 60 with ray tracing, but if you've got to turn other settings down just to get ray tracing to work, it, in my opinion, kind of makes it moot. Ray tracing is meant to be enjoyed with everything else maxed out in this game. So, at least that's my opinion on the matter. But then at least last time I played this, I was on like a 3090, and that's about what this thing feels like ray tracing wise, but it also had superior DLSS. This only has FSR, I believe 3.1, so. Actually, let's go look real quick. There's 2.1, 3.0, so they do have 4. So, okay, never mind, I stand mistaken, but I still wanted to just do whatchamacallit, native for this video. Everything else I did native, so that's what we're gonna do. So that's cool. It actually has 4. Badass. Anyway, now that we've gone through all these settings, I think I took you to the bottom real quick. But I think it's about time to run that bench, and then we'll get some actual gameplay. So alright, benchmark's all done. We averaged 110, our minimum was 87, our maximum was 142. And here's the other game stuff, like the game versions 2.31. There's our GPU. 9070 non-XT, it's got 16 gigs of RAM, we're on the latest software, that's our processor, how much RAM we got, and we're on Windows Home. And then all this stuff doesn't really matter, but it also shows I'm not using any frame gen or scaling and ray tracing, so you can't just pull a fast one on people and be like, oh yeah dude, I'm getting so many FPS, oh trust me, I don't have any, I'm native, you know? That's about the only thing you could do, and people are like, hey, move your finger. But hey, why don't we hop into the game? Alright, this time I also wanted to say like a little loading test. Because this thing used to load really, really fast on PCs. I don't know if it still does, or if it takes forever to load, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah,
That's pretty freaking quick.
I was cooking dinner.
There we are.
Reed, this time I needed to restore the natural
Oh.
balance in the city.
What do you need me to do?
A
What needs
Valentino
doing?
Tropicon has gone unpunished. You can change that. If you find out who's covering for the gangster, I'll pay extra. Spec attached.
Alright, he gave me the deets. Even without ray tracing, this game still looks great. Oh, get hit by the car. I have a knack for at least getting hit by one car every time I do this game. Actually, you know what? Let's just get it out of the way. There we go. Now we shouldn't get hit by any more cars. We already got hit by one, so we should be good for the rest of the foreseeable future. Or so I think. We shall see. Although OLEDs also make this game look pretty epic too. Yeah, I haven't had one game crash, one blue screen, one anything. And games like don't seem to stutter or anything. They've all been like butter smooth the whole time I've been playing. And it's not like I sit there and play for 1 minute. I think I've been 4 or 5 minutes each game. Love it. So far this has been an epic ride. And I think pretty much any PC gamer, even the hardcore system builders that love building their own, would still be okay playing on this. Now, is it perfect? No. It's a little on the loud side, but like I've said in other parts of the videos, I'd rather have the cooling potential versus having it be all quiet and have me get less performance in the game. That's just me, though. That's why there's options, though. If you don't want that, you don't have to have it be as loud as it is for me. And if you want, you can even replace the freaking stock fan with a Noctua fan or something. But I figured going Noctua was going to blow the fucking budget thing out of water. Just getting 3 fans would have probably cost me $60, $70. Which is like more than I would have spent on the keyboard and mouse, and that's a no-no. So we went with $20 for some Arctic. Because Arctic is badass. I don't care if it's cheap. I've used a bunch of their fans. I've never had a problem with any of them. They're all still in perfect working order. So why the hell not use them? They don't look super pretty by any means. At least the bone stock, like black ones, but you can get RGB ones. Heck, I've got them on a cooler in my TV PC. And heck, sometimes I leave that thing on like for days on end. And all the colors are still nice. None of them are rattling. None of the colors look wonky yet. Sometimes when LEDs get worked hard for a while, they're bright and vibrant for like a month or two, and then after that they kind of start looking like they're starting to get a little dim and kind of grody looking. Not in this case. That's hilarious. Oh yeah, I'm not in a car. I tried to honk back, but I'm running. Overkill. Alright though. I'd say it's about time to move right on. Alright, so here's the settings we're going to do. I really wanted to try ray tracing, but I just couldn't get it to run very well. No surprise. This game's hard to run with ray tracing even on NVIDIA stuff, unless you have like a top-of-the-line one. So, this still might be too overzealous. We're using FSR4 at 75% render of 1440. No ray tracing, although I think this game still has built-in ray tracing. but the full ray tracing is off. And everything else is on very high for the most part. So I'd say with all that, let's go run the bench real quick. We'll see what it gets. Hopefully we can get like 60 plus. Even if we can't, we'll still get a little gameplay, as long as we're not getting like 10 or 15 or 13 or something FPS. Then I'll have to redo the whole settings and try again. Alright, we averaged 66, maxed 77, minimum 55, and low fifth 58. Total VRAM 8.5. But that's not at native 1440p, unfortunately. It cannot quite get by native. I tried that too. But at least this is pretty damn playable, and that's with everything on very high. If you just turn some stuff down to high, it would probably average like 70, and I bet minimum would be like 61, 62 or something like that. But hey, enough blabbing. Let's go try actually playing the game and see what it's like. So here we go, we're in the game now. So let's see what kind of FPS we get. Probably should practice. I don't remember how to play this game whatsoever either. It's been a long time. I'll beat it, but it's been a long time. So I will probably get my cheeks clapped. Yes. It is. I don't even know what you said, but yes. How do you die in this game? So it's B, okay. I got some will. I got some will. That's right. I got some will.
What you waiting for? Pluck your hair and make an offer.
I want to. I guess I don't have a choice.
Hey, wait! I, the keeper of Black Wind Mountain, have long been waiting for your arrival.
Oh?
Oh, a spitting image, I'd say. Up ahead is Guan Yin Temple.
Oh, is it now? I think I do recall something of that.
Once it was bustling with worshippers, before it was ruined by that fire. Then the temple was rebuilt. What good is it to rebuild a temple if the goodwill of men has been burned to ashes?
Not really any point as far as I'm concerned. Hey.
No, you've forgotten this place, but they haven't forgotten you. Oh, it's a tough one. Good luck to you.
See, so it can't quite stay over 60 the whole time, but... Oh, I have confidence. But you lack discipline. There we go. have all been slain. And I think with that, we can go wrap on up this video.
Well, real quick, before we ended the game, I figured, why don't I just show you guys how loud it is while playing probably the hardest game we played. Alright, I think that's probably more than good. Now, let's go wrap this on up. Well, hell yeah. Thing runs extraordinarily well for what it costs, as far as I'm concerned. And pretty much no game had huge stutters that broke the game or made it unplayable. Even Black Myth had very minimal. And that game kind of had quite a few stutters, as far as I remember. Nothing compared to like what most Unreal Engine 5 games have, but it still had them every once in a blue moon. Anyway though, before we completely wrapped up, I figured I'd just quickly one more time go over all the different parts that are in it. Well, besides the whole thing. And then go over how much it costed and all that stuff. So first thing first, this doesn't even actually go with the build, but this is in there, but this is just a secondary thing, so I'm not including that into the build. I just wanted to make that much clear. So in the build, we have two of these Arctic Slim fans. I forgot it doesn't autofocus when I'm in gameplay mode. So these were $9 a piece. They even come with a 6-year warranty and badass performance. Another thing I got to hold the fans in were these Velcro straps. So these are the exact ones I got. I can even leave a link to them in the description if anybody's interested. But if it can hold up 10 pounds, it should be able to hold up a fan or two, you know? So that was another like $8.70. Now, the most expensive thing besides the actual system itself, this thing actually costed more than the computer, and it's a what do you call it? ASRock Challenger, and it's an RX 9070. So that was $509, and then there's tax and all that. All of those from Newegg had no shipping costs, though. I just went with the free shipping because we were trying to save money. So besides that though, I think that's pretty much that. As far as components, the actual system itself was $470, or what was it? $454, that's what it was, $454. And I've got it all written down actually. Let's see here. All I gotta do is get in the camera for just a second and Alt tab. And I know you guys can't see the build list, but I think we went over all of this stuff. Oh, we also have a keyboard and mouse that aren't here yet. Both of them together would have been $66 and $2 tax. The tower was $454 plus 27 tax, $27.24 tax, $50 shipping. The GPU $509 plus $30 tax. Fans $20 plus $1.20 tax. Again, I said the keyboard and mouse were $66 plus $2 tax, so $67, $68 there. DisplayPort cable to hook it all up with was $6.90 plus 40 cents tax. And then the Velcro was $8.68 and 52 cents tax, bringing our grand total up to $1,176.54, which I think is a pretty damn good value for what we got. Now, I'm sure you probably could do a little bit better if you sat there and tried to find the best deal on eBay for every conceivable component, but then you'd have to put it all together, hope everything works, wait a while for all the components to come in each individually. I figured for a more noob-friendly thing, this is a much better way to go for a noob. I mean, yeah, you have to, my way, do a little bit of work, but it's like if you can use a screwdriver and attach Velcro to a thing, you can handle it. Or, better yet, save some money and don't get such a ridiculous GPU and just get one that would fit there. And then you'd be under $1,000. You'd probably be like what a PS5 Pro costs and still have a badass build. Get like a 9060 XT. Still get 16 gigs of VRAM, and you'd still be doing pretty damn good. Not quite as good as this, but still. Regardless though, that is that, so I guess we can Alt F4 out of that, and I think we're about ready to wrap this video on up. Time for me to peace out and go and download some more games to test out, and obviously, you guys let me know what kind of games you'd like to see tested on this thing. I can test whatever you guys want, as long as it's not like a wrestling game or sports. I don't really have any sports games unless it's on like Game Pass or, you know, EA Play or something like that, or Ubisoft Plus, all that shit. I've got pretty much all the stuff you can use to like just rent games so I can test them for you. So just let me know. But I think we'll take one more little hit of victory because we had no crashes, no blue screens, no problems at all. This was a very pleasant experience. For once, all my ideas went correctly, with a little help from an internet guy, but I took his idea and made it my own, which I'll make sure to leave his little tidbit in the description too, so people can follow around. If you want to do exactly what he did, you can. So let's take that hit. And alright, I think with that, we can wrap up. So, I hope you guys very much enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.